keys. What's the asking price in the upper left-hand corner? All right, now let's turn over here to the comps on the next page and the next page. You don't need to worry about the comps being in the same area, or they wouldn't be printed on here. And they're similar in size, or you wouldn't even put them on here. But what we're looking for is sales, remember? Remember? Look at the second line down there. It says sold price. You got to go all the way over to Shepherd Lane to find one that's sold. Sold for $210. Turn the next page. You see that one sold for $245. Got it? Hello? All right, but what you don't know is that there's two under contract right there in that same neighborhood for
$299 and $289.
They're under contract, and it only took 40 days to sell them when they got under when they put on the market. So you got a good little neighborhood. It's moving fast, and let's see what our square footage looks like here. Where is it? Huh?
For some reason it doesn't come out.
Doesn't come out. It didn't come out. Yeah.
They're all within 200.
They're all within 200 square feet. It did come out. You got one for 1566, one 1100, one 1400, and one 1300. They're about the same size houses. Got it? So, by the way, guys, when your square footage is that close, don't worry about any kind of adjustments at all. I'm telling you right now, 1,300 square foot house is going to sell for the same price 1,100 square foot house is going to sell for in these kind of houses. Now, a 1,500 will sell for more than 1,000 square feet. But when you got 100 or 200 square feet apart, it doesn't seem to affect the sales price at all. The appraiser would play with it, but it doesn't affect the sales price. It just doesn't. And the same thing with the size of a lot. It don't make any difference if the lot's large or if it's small. It ain't going to affect the sales price. It might affect the sellability a little bit, but it does not affect the price much. You're going to put a price on this that you want to put on it. Now, you tell me. You got a comp here that sold for $245 that's the same size as ours. And when did it sell? Let's see. Let's find that. What day? Date sold. Settlement date, 16th of March 2012. Is that a good comp? About as good as it gets, ain't it? Okay, so Mike's got good comps on here. Now, he's got one under contract for $289, another for $299. We got one sold for $245. What's my highest bid on my ARV? Who wants to start it off? 269. Hey, evil, all right, now here we go. What are we going to get for him? I got 269. Do I hear 279? 269. Do I hear 279? By the way, if it's 269, why ain't it just 270? It's easier. All right, I'm going to ask Mike what he thinks. By the way, if I wasn't working with my realtor, would I even know that they had two under contract for 289 and 299? Wouldn't know that, would I? Is that information that is pertinent to my decision?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Mike, what's the ARV?
I will go at least 260 on this one.
260. 260 it is. Is that a pretty conservative ARV? It is if those two close at 289 and 299. It's pretty much the top if they don't, because the only thing I got on here is 245. But what does ARV stand for?
After repair value.
So in other words, it's renovated. Correct?
Yes.
Are these houses here selling as is?
Yes. Yes.
Are any of them going to be perfect?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. Guys, when you're in the $200,000 to $300,000 bracket or above, you got a huge leeway. Huge leeway. And I can tell you right now, if you get a contract on this property for $260, and the appraiser goes out to appraise it, and he's got all this much leeway, he's going to give you $260, especially if he sees some any higher. Now, he can't give you $260 if there is nothing in the marketplace that's ever come close to that. But if he's got plenty of leeway, appraisers could go 15% one way or another on this house. And if I put 10 of them against the wall, I'd come back with 10 different answers. That's the value of appraisals. That's what they are. They're just paper and one person's opinion based on recent sales. That's all they are. And he's got plenty of leverage. The biggest thing you got going in your favor is you're not even going to need to get it appraised until you got a qualified buyer under contract. That determines the market value of a house, as long as it's reasonable. So to put 260 ARV on this house is very reasonable, considering we know we got some higher. and considering we're going to have this house pristine before we ever even put it on the market, if we intend to retail it. Are we clear? Now, ARV means after repaired value. Does that mean the price we have to sell this house for or die?
No.
The truth is, we don't expect to get ARV. Let me say that again. We don't expect to get ARV. We hope to get ARV, but we're not counting on it, especially with qualified picky buyers. When I lease option, I get ARV. I get ARV plus. But remember, I'm not getting a sale. I'm just getting a pretend sale. When I'm signing somebody up for a cash out deal, I'm getting a sale. So I got to have appraisal substantiated. However, I cannot go into a deal to where I have to sell it for ARV or my deal craps out. Guys get it? We have to start with a reasonable ARV, assuming we're not selling it for that, but allowing plenty of room for adjustments. ARV is not necessarily sales price. So here's the big one. You do not lower your ARV because you're a thinker brain. ARV is where we start. Everything is based on it. All your conservatism is already built into the rest of the numbers. When you start making offers on these things, you're going to see it just doesn't matter anyway. What's the asking price, guys? 110. What's our ARV? 260. What if we're wrong? Oh my goodness. We die. Or we don't. And by the way, do we offer asking price? No. So do we have plenty of room no matter what goes wrong? All right. So I'll look at the picture and tell me what the repair costs are.
20.
Right now, everybody write down the repair costs. Write it down. Let's see how close you are. Yeah.
Why does it say 203K short sale being negotiated by
203K is a government loan program. Is this a short sale? Oh, if this is a short sale, then this is a roundabout deal. We got to make an offer and wait for them to accept our short sale, which is very, very common. But I'm glad you caught that. I did not catch that. So this is technically not a bank-owned property, guys. However, we buy a lot of short sales. It's a short sale, Mike. Did you pick that up?
Yes, I did.
Okay. When were you going to tell me? Huh? We bought 4 short sales here last year. It takes time, though. We got to make the offer. Oh, we got to make the offer, and they got to go play with it and do their thing. So we won't get this one accepted next week, I can tell you that. But making offers on a short sale is no different than making offers if the bank already owns it. It's the exact same price. Exact same price. Okay, so we're going to put a 260 ARV on it. Write down your repair cost. We're going to go in and see how close you are. How many square feet is it? 15? Oh, are you kidding? It's 1,500 square feet? Well, now I know we got a 260 ARV because your comps are 11, 12, and 1,300. We got everything working for us here. Now let's see what kind of piece of crap we're going to go look at here. I hope it's ugly. I hope it stinks.
Oh.
That's money.
Ron's in heaven now.
Oh, you mean mice?
Ron likes it.
Yeah, really.
He must be in heaven in here.
I smell money.
I smell the smell of
Oh.
Go ahead and film it, Nikki. Film this beautiful place. This is a short sale. Guys, we're in a short sale house. People just moved out and left all their junk here. And it is a lovely smell.
Ron, you said I lied. I said we weren't going to see a staged property, but here
Hey, it's staged. There you go. Staged.
What's our realtor's name?
Come on in and see what a staged house looks like, guys.
That smell.
What smell?
Love it.
Well, let's walk on. You're entering a staged house. Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Not really. Yeah, that's the thing.
Your wife is
Piece of crap. It's a piece of crap now. But you make the money by turning crap into cream. Now that would not be one of my favorite renovation targets, I can tell you that. But there's a lot of investors around that would renovate that. To me, that's too much work. Too much work. And when I get through, I don't have a very good house. I don't care how good you renovate that thing, you still got that on that highway. All right. Now I'm not telling you that you can't and that you shouldn't. I'm telling you that I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why I wouldn't. I'm going to renovate houses. I got a whole lot better ones to pick from. Why do I want to spend all my time and energy on that one? Why don't I go renovate something with a huge? Now that's going to have a huge spread in it. Don't get me wrong. But why wouldn't I renovate something with a huge spread that I can sell as fast as I can get it renovated? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
You know, why don't we pick the low-hanging fruit instead of making everything hard? However, does that mean that I shouldn't make an offer on that house? In fact, after coming out of that house, have they given me a license to steal? You know, this is a short sale. I already told Mike before we submit an offer, we're going to get photographs of that entire place as it is. And if we could can the smell, we'd send that in. We can't. I can assure you, when the BPO agent goes in there, they are not going to like what they're going to react just like you did. Phew! When you go back and tell them, man, take anything you can get on this house. Now, as to the renovations, were they a lot more than we anticipated by looking at that picture?
Yes.
Okay. Some of you did not go down into the basement. There's a full basement down there with a full bath.
Yes.
But it is nasty. They've already taken some of the mold sheetrock out of it. It would need total renovation in the basement. All new sheetrock. It was leaking. It looks like they've patched the leaks. In fact, that's verified by the fact that the floors aren't wet after last night's roaring storm. Even your ceilings aren't wet, so your roof isn't leaking, but does it need a roof? Absolutely, it needs a roof. It needs pretty much all the majors. It needs everything in the house replaced, kitchens, bathrooms, probably, roof. Bathroom in the basement looks like crap, but it's there, it's a full bath. You got a lot of work in that house, and yet it's not that big a house. It's not that big a house. So that lot of work is not a lot of money as renovations go. So now that you've seen it, I want you to write down your new renovation costs, and we're going to adjust the ARV down to
I'd say about 2 1/4.
about 2 1/4 on the ARV, so we can sell it. And because, by the way, can I put a fence around that house out by the street?
Yes.
One of those white vinyl fences for privacy? Sure, and I would do that. I'd put that right in my list of repairs and do that to separate that street as much as possible. I'll tell you one thing, you'd never get kids to live in that house unless that back area is fenced in. And that's assuming they'll even let you. They may not even let you. However, somebody brought up an interesting point. If I own that house, have I got a great place to put signs with all that traffic? I'd put a great big I buy a house sign out there as long as I own that thing. And then when I get ready to sell it, remember that banner Jay showed you? Man, right out there on my fence, on my new fence. I don't know that they'll even let us put it. Well, they got a fence here, don't they? So we'll see. That fence wouldn't work.
No.
You'd have to have a solid fence out there to separate you from the road. Maybe. You know what? You could leave the fence out, and then if they come in and somebody mentions, boy, that's dangerous, then, well, if you want me to put a fence out there, I will after you close. So, a lot you can do there. So, write down your repair cost. You have a new ARV. Now you know what you're dealing with. Now, and isn't it true that your repair cost is a wild guess? Okay, well, just wild guess it then. Because we're going to have enough margin where it don't matter. And then we'll get to the mail, and then we'll get to the offer. The repair cost on that house is going to be either 35 or 40. We're going to use 35 because, frankly, I can do it for 35 and probably have at least 5 left over. Remember, you got the basement to deal with. If it weren't for that basement, 20 grand to fix that house in a heartbeat. Since we're adding that basement in there, we got a lot of work to do down there. And if we're going to do the work, we might as well go ahead and get the basement at least ready to. I would not do the basement ready to live in. I'd do it ready to play in or ready for them to finish it. That means we do the walls and we do clean up the ceilings. I would not even box in the ceilings. I just clean them up, get the spider webs out of there, get all the mold out of there, of course, and I fix up the bathroom and then we have clean sheetrock down there. I would not do anything to the floors. At the very least, maybe pressure wash them if they need it. I would not put carpet down there. No way. You don't put carpets in basements. I just get it presentable. Get presentable. And if electric needs fixed down there, fix that. By the way, there's a great big oil tank in the basement. That's got to go. In fact, I'm guessing that you're going to have to knock out part of the wall to get that oil tank out of there. Because when I renovate a house, there ain't no way I'm going to leave an oil tank in it. I put central heat and air in that house. People hate oil tanks. People hate oil. It stinks. Put central heat and air in that house. And I would not renovate a house without central heat and air. I don't care where you live. And somebody just try to tell me you don't need central heat or central air here. While you're wiping the sweat off of your brow. Central heat and air in that house is probably going to cost about $6,000 or $7,000 because we got to get that oil tank out of there. And we're starting from scratch, and we almost certainly need a new electric panel to support it. So our repair estimate is going to be $35. Now, what's that make our Mayo?
122.5.
225 times 70% is what?
225 times 70% is 157,500.
Okay, minus 35,000 is what?
122.5.
122.5 is our Mayo. Look at that. They're asking 110. I mean, they're already below Mayo. And by the way, if you're making offers on bank-owned properties day, the asking price should be below Mayo. And some of them are way below Mayo. Now, based on the condition of that house, am I worried about competition coming in and stealing it? In fact, I kind of hope they do. Now you guys got to tell me, based on the condition of the house, the street problem, and what you've seen, what are we going to offer? Write it down. Don't shout it out. Write it down. They're asking 110, knowing it's worth 2.25 with 35 in repairs. All right. What's my offer? I'm going to let Mike tell us what we're going to pay for this house. Ready, Mike?
Hello, I'll go 92.5.
92.5. Spoken like a realtor who gets a commission. No way I'm paying 92.5. I do not want that house for 92.5. All right. Let me think here a minute. They're asking 110. I can tell you we probably won't get this one because of the gap between what we're going to offer and what they're asking. However, if we support it with pictures, and we need to support it with pictures and a shot of the busy street and everything, and write up a little story. This house needs about $75,000 worth of work, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks like it to me. Sitting on a busy highway, terrible layout, basement with mold. They love that word. Yeah. That's got a big spread in it though, don't it? We're going to go 70.
That's what I said.
We're going to go 70, and I don't care if they take it or not. Because if they don't, we got better things to do.